the station that's on your side. News 12, first at 5, continues.
Is your water safe to drink? Next, live at 5, we tell you why DHEC wants to change water testing requirements. But first, a failed music event at Lake Olmsted Stadium has triggered a lawsuit against the company who planned the concert series C4 Live. If you remember, the cancellation happened back in March of last year. Fans expected top artists like Blake Shelton, Nelly, and Pitbull to perform. Refunds took some months for a lot of people. Our Alyssa Lyons is live at 5 from Lake Olmsted Stadium. What have you been able to find out about this lawsuit?
Yeah, well, you mentioned a year ago, that's now one of the main points of this lawsuit. If you recall, News 12 reported that a month before the XBR Fan Fest was supposed to occur, C4 Live said that they hit a snag. A company spokesperson told us last March they temporarily suspended the event, saying that grounds may require significant reinforcement. Now it's in line 22 of a lawsuit between the Economic Development Authority and the city against C4 Live. It says C4 Live abandoned the project, refusing to make improvements due to the subsurface conditions, which Commissioner Brandon Garrett and the lawsuit say C4 was fully made aware of. The lawsuit states the city believes C4 abandoned the project for their own economic reasons and used the soil issue as a scapegoat.
Last year, there was a lot of conversation around the field conditions and the the unknowns that they ran into, and I just wanted to be out there that they had the original blueprints, including the blueprints for how the baseball field was constructed, including all of the substrates and everything. So, for them to try to say that they didn't know about something, I think is a little misleading.
What was supposed to be the future of this stadium right behind me, the fun, the entertainment, now hangs in limbo with this piece of paper. I'll have that coming up, all new on News 12 at 6 o'clock.
All right, looking forward to it. Thanks for following up on that, Alyssa. Turning to weather now, taking a lot of storms possible by Friday in just about 10 minutes. Thanks, Riley. 2 men are now behind bars after a crash victim was found dead with a gunshot wound. The Saluda County Sheriff's Office says Bernard Gilliam and Jadarin Weaver are both charged with murder. Back in January, we told you about the accident on May Branch Road. The victim, Alex Donaldson, was driving south when he ran off the road, hit a mailbox in a ditch, flipping over. Donaldson passed away at the scene, and investigators later learned he was shot. Gilliam is currently in custody with the Aiken County Sheriff's Office, and Weaver is booked with the Saluda County Sheriff's Office. 2 Richmond County deputies have been let go after an investigation into a use of force incident. Both Joshua Jackson and Jericho Sanchez Jr. are charged with simple battery in violation of oath of office. The incident happened last Thursday. An inmate filed an officer grievance report, and the Intelligence Division looked into the complaint. There they found video showing the 2 former deputies assaulting the inmates. In light of recent events, Sheriff Richard Roundtree will address these latest incidents tomorrow. That starts at 10:30 at the Sheriff's Office. We plan to be there, and we'll bring you the latest on air and online at wrdw.com. Some good news to pass along. The Columbia County boy attacked by dogs is finally home. Justin Gilstrap's mother telling us he went home today, thank God. Justin was attacked by 3 pit bulls in Grovetown earlier last month. Since then, he's had a long battle through multiple surgeries, including 10 of those surgeries for his injuries. According to his mother's Facebook page, doctors performed a skin graft surgery for the top of his head this week, and they say the procedure was a success. Well, today the city commission approved $3.4 million for affordable housing in Augusta. It's not clear if this is targeted for a specific neighborhood, but it's more money for the HUD program. The funds will be used to hire 1 more staff member for the project. City leaders also approved money for the stormwater system assessment and drainage improvements for the Calhoun Expressway and Ellis Street. Yesterday, we told you about homeowners expressing their frustrations for their properties being damaged by the flooding. $33,000 will go towards repairing the drainage system. No money was approved for the damaged homeowners, and they say they've already had from that flooding. Well, how safe is your drinking water in South Carolina? Right now, DHEC and the EPA are working to find out. The Environmental Protection Agency is going to put in new regulations for harmful chemicals in water in the next few years. Melissa Rademacher tells us what South Carolina officials are doing to make sure our water and people are protected.
Called PFAS are found in fast food packaging, clothing, and carpets. If they seep into groundwater, they can cause problems for people who consume them.
They've been in use in manufacturing and in consumer products since the 1940s. So we have a lot of them in our environment and they don't break down very easily.
PFAS chemicals could create health risks linked to certain cancers and blood pressure issues. That's why the EPA is going to lower the acceptable concentration of these chemicals in water systems to protect people who use the water.
They are, I want to emphasize again, it's a chronic concern, not an acute one.
South Carolina officials say there is not a major health risk associated with these chemicals right now, and the supply is safe. But they are testing all 600 state water systems by the end of the year to get an idea of where the quality is.
We're getting some detections where before we were not, so of course that is somewhat, that was give us a false sense of security at that time that we didn't have any PFAS. We do have some. We're not finding anything I would call an alarming level.
Officials say this is a good time to remind people they can use water filters, switch out their old non-stick cookware, and avoid certain cleaning products to protect themselves from the chemicals. To learn more about PFAS and DHEC's water work, you can click on this story on our website. Reporting in Charleston, Melissa Rademacher, Live 5 News.
All right, taking a live look over SRP Park. A heads up for Green Jackets fans. The facilities is going cashless for the upcoming season. Starting on the 7th, they will be taking Apple Pay, Google, and Samsung Pay. If you still bring cash, don't worry. They will have a cash converter that will load money onto your ticket at the SRP box office. They say that the change will make the fan experience easier. Individual vendors will still take cash there. Well, this milk spill is posing a big problem for wildlife. Next, live at 5, we tell you why you may want to double check where you throw away your trash. Riley?
Well, we are looking at warm temps to continue again tomorrow and Thursday, but by Friday, we're tracking our next chance for potential severe weather. Have an update on the forecast just after the break.
Professional anglers are competing at Clarksville Lake. Find out how this is bringing businesses to Columbia County. Coming up all new on News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Time and temp. Tracking that strong cold front and then drying out as we head into the weekend. But I'm going to toss things over to First Alert meteorologist Anthony Carpino with an update on how you can stay updated with the forecast through our app.
Yeah, thanks for that, Riley. As we go through the next few days, we're going to be keeping a close eye on the forecast. And one of the ways that you can also keep an eye on the forecast is by downloading that First Alert Weather Team app. So I have everything up on my phone and up on the screen here. So I'm going to click on our app and go into it. This is what you can see. You go right to the home page here. Wait for this to load for a second. Off the top, you have some of the latest forecasts from both myself, Riley, everyone on the First Alert Weather Team. You have the latest conditions near you. And one of the tools that I love the most to really look at is our interactive radar. That's also right near the top. So let's go into that right now too. Right now, radar scanning the CSRA on the drier side. The nearest rainfall that we can find is all the way into the northern part of the country where there's plenty of snowfall going on there. And the next storm system that's going to be moving into our area, the one that Riley was just talking about, is actually in the Pacific Northwest. So it's going to be making that cross-country trip as we go through the next several days. So if you can pull this up right now with me, I'll walk you through some of the cool features. You can actually go through and give your own a little shortcut. So I like to use temperature, so I can switch this over to temperature. You can really do whatever you want with this. The three little dots here, you're going to get more options that come up on the bottom of your screen, and we can tell it to do road conditions. We know that we've had plenty of earthquakes over the last couple of years here, so there's a parameter for that as well. Lots of features that I'm not able to mention right now, but make sure you download our app. Lots of videos. We'll have more interactive videos when the severe weather gets a little bit closer, so make sure you download our app and you can stay safe as that severe weather gets a little bit closer. Go back to you.
Thanks, Anthony. A busted milk supply line from an ice cream shop has posed an environmental concern at one of Georgia's creeks. Jasmina Alston explains why.
The creek was completely full of this white milky substance flowing downstream, and it looked just like a childhood dream of a creek full of ice cream.
But for nature preservationists like Stephen Ramsden, it wasn't a dream, more like a nightmare. Ramsden says the milk spill came from a nearby soft serve ice cream company. flowing straight through the South Fork Peachtree Creek in DeKalb County.
I did take home a sample and look at it under my microscope, and did see several microorganisms that were all dead.
That's one of several concerns for the Clyde Shepherd Nature Preserve, who work to keep wildlife in the city. According to Ramsden, the milk residue from the spill will stay on the bottom of the creek for years, impacting life of all forms.
Microorganisms are the basis of the food chain here. Then your invertebrates die, then there's something for the birds and raccoons and possums to eat, and then they move on or die, and then it goes all the way up the chain, eventually to us.
But the concerns for this source of water and others goes beyond just milk. Ramsden says he's seen it all in this creek.
Grocery shopping carts, spare tires, full diapers, complete picnic, refuge, drug bags of every type of drug you can imagine, beer cans.
He tells me it's not great for the wildlife, but also not great for you and your family. An urgent reminder to stop throwing your trash just anywhere.
And this water is the same water you're going to bathe in this evening or drink out of your faucets later.
Well, the Dilbert comics are disappearing from magazines. Stick around to find out why. Plus, the defending state champions West Side boys basketball team is one win away from the state Final Four. Next in sports, we'll hear from the Patriots as they continue to protect their crown.
Woo, saucy! Zaxby's!
A change is coming to local newspaper comic strips. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution and papers across the nation are dropping the Dilbert comic strip. This is in response to a racist tirade made by the strip's creator, Scott Adams, where he called black Americans a hate group and urged white people to stay away from them. And while Adams certainly has the right to hold those beliefs, so do newspaper publishers, which they have the right to drop him, which they are doing in the dozens. It's a big week for the Riverbank Zoo in Columbia. The zoo is officially opening its doors to its new aquarium and reptile conservation center this Thursday. Now, the 20,000 square foot space has been 4 years in the making. It takes visitors through temperate and tropical forest, a desert biome, and an under-the-sea journey. It also highlights the zoo's conservation efforts by letting people get an inside look at the labs where they are working to save coral reefs and other endangered species.
There are hundreds of different species with all manner of different requirements, all manner of needs. While the building was closed every day, those needs didn't change. So our team has worked so hard through it. Anyone who's lived through home construction knows it's hard. Imagine them going to work and managing it all day long.
And there are more than 12,000 animals in the new aquarium and reptile center. Well, Braves fans, listen up. You can grab some cool new gear for the upcoming season. They have a new Fred McGriff Hall of Fame bobblehead commemorating his upcoming induction into the National Baseball Hall of Fame, an Outcast bobblehead featuring Big Boy and Andre 3000, and an AJ Minter Cowboy bobblehead. They also have some other cool hats, scarves, and chains for the kids.
I don't know about anybody else, but I need that Outcast bobblehead now. But back here on the home front, some of our local high school basketball teams are still alive in the hunt for a state title. It's time for the Elite Eight, and this is familiar territory to West Side. The Patriots are coming off their first state championship in 55 years, and they're back in the Elite Eight with dreams of protecting their crown. Leading West Side to the top of the mountain last year was head coach Jerry Hunter's second state championship victory, with his first coming back in 2012 with Laney. One of the reasons that this young West Side team has the chance to go back-to-back is because of Hunter's empowering the ability to empower his players and bring the most out of them both on and off the court.
Well, even though he's our head coach, he knows that we're the horses, we're the ones on the floor, we're the ones that's pulling the carriage. So, but he's always behind us, and he's motivating us, and he's there to guide us when we get off the track or we lose focus. We're a family, we're a brotherhood. It's like this. It's always been like that since I've been here, and I've enjoyed my time at Westside. I love Coach Hunter.
The Patriots Elite Eight Showdown with South Atlanta will be played at Westside High School tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. We'll have the latest on tonight's slate of games at the top of the hour.
Thanks, Dan. A new device giving you and your special someone a way to stay connected no matter how far you are. The Kissing Machine when we come back.
My name is Esther.
Fighting until your medical bills are paid and you receive the most money possible. That's the strong arm.
Call attorney John Foy and Associates.
Guys, buckle up for this one. Are you in a long-distance relationship and miss the kiss of your loved one? Well, now you don't have to. This device, made in China, allows you to transmit your kiss to your partner. It has sensors in a silicone mold of the person's lips. It also sends your special someone the sounds they make while they're kissing. The user downloads it onto a mobile app. It pairs with their partners, and once you're on a video call, you can send your replica kisses. How sweet is that? I think Valentine's Day already passed, so I don't know what we're doing here. But I heard this was payback for the soccer stuff that was going on, that I just had to do this. But that freaks me out right there.
That is kind of weird looking, and yeah,
I'm not one to judge. You can do whatever you need to do. That's creepy though.
You know, they make FaceTime now. You can kind of FaceTime with your long distance.
Yeah, that's just too much. That's too much. I'm sorry.
It's a little out there. It's pretty crazy. All right, how about this?